In the chaos of World War II, 7 men emerged as masters of the sea. Who were these commanders, and what set them apart? From submarine warfare to massive fleet battles, their actions had far-reaching consequences. Today's video explores their stories of leadership, strategy, and the decisions that influenced the course of the war at sea. Karl Dönitz. Karl Dönitz began World War II as a relatively unknown submarine commander in the German Navy. His innovative tactics and strategic vision, however, quickly propelled him through the ranks. By 1939, Dönitz had become the supreme commander of the U-boat fleet. Dönitz developed the infamous Wolfpack tactic, which involved coordinating groups of submarines to overwhelm and attack Allied convoys. This strategy proved devastatingly effective in the early years of the war, with U-boats sinking millions of tons of Allied shipping and threatening vital supply lines to Britain and the Soviet Union. The Battle of the Atlantic reached its peak in 1942, when U-boats sank over 1,000 Allied ships. The tide began to turn as the Allies developed new technologies and tactics to counter the U-boat threat. Improved sonar, long-range aircraft patrols, and the breaking of German naval codes all contributed to increasing U-boat losses. Despite these setbacks, Hitler appointed Dönitz as head of the entire Kriegsmarine in 1943, replacing Grand Admiral Erich Raeder. In the war's final days, Hitler named Dönitz as his successor. Dönitz briefly served as the head of state of Nazi Germany for 23 days after Hitler's death. Following Germany's surrender, Dönitz was arrested and tried at Nuremberg. He was convicted of war crimes and spent 10 years in prison, marking a dramatic fall from power for the former U-boat commander. Chester W. Nimitz. As the smoke cleared from Pearl Harbor, the US Navy needed a miracle. Chester W. Nimitz, a man with an unconventional background, would redefine naval warfare. His tactical and leadership skills, honed during his early career in submarines, caught the eye of his superiors. On December 17, 1941, just 10 days after the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor, Nimitz received a shocking order: take command of the battered US Pacific Fleet. The challenges were immense. He had to rebuild and reorganize a decimated fleet while defending against further assaults. Nimitz's calm demeanor proved crucial in these days as he quickly assessed the situation and formulated a plan to turn the tide of the war. Nimitz's brilliance was evident in key battles like Midway and the Guadalcanal campaign. At Midway, his decision to set an ambush for the Japanese fleet, based on intelligence from codebreakers, resulted in a decisive American victory that changed the course of the war. In the grueling Guadalcanal campaign, his steady leadership helped secure a vital foothold in the Solomon Islands. One of Nimitz's most significant contributions was his embrace of the island-hopping strategy. Rather than trying to recapture every Japanese-held island, he focused on seizing strategic locations that could support the drive toward Japan. This approach conserved American lives and resources, while steadily tightening the noose around Japan's home islands. Nimitz's efforts culminated in his presence aboard the USS Missouri for Japan's formal surrender in 1945. After the war, he continued to shape US naval policy as Chief of Naval Operations. His leadership during World War II and his post-war contributions cemented his place as one of the most influential admirals in American history. Isoroku Yamamoto. Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto emerged as Japan's most influential naval officer during World War II. His unique background, including studies at Harvard University and service as a naval attaché in Washington, D.C., provided him with valuable insights into American culture and military capabilities. This experience led Yamamoto to privately doubt Japan's ability to win a prolonged conflict against the United States. Despite his reservations, Yamamoto's tactical brilliance was evident in the planning of the Pearl Harbor attack. The surprise assault on December 7, 1941, devastated the US Pacific Fleet and pushed America into World War II. While the initial strike achieved success, Yamamoto recognized that Japan's window of opportunity was limited. Yamamoto's strategy for the Pacific War often differed from other Japanese leaders. He favored a quick, decisive battle to force America to negotiate, while some advocated for a war of attrition. The Battle of Midway in June 1942 became a critical point in this strategic debate. The crushing defeat of the Japanese Navy marked a turning point in the war and dashed Yamamoto's hopes for a swift victory. As Japan's military fortunes declined, American codebreakers intercepted information about Yamamoto's travel plans in April 1943. US forces launched Operation Vengeance, dispatching long-range fighters to ambush the admiral's transport plane. Yamamoto's death dealt a severe blow to Japanese morale and deprived their navy of its most skilled strategist. Bertram Ramsay. Admiral Bertram Ramsay, a brilliant and methodical British naval officer who played a crucial role in some of World War II's most critical Allied naval operations, was known for his strategic insights. Ramsay orchestrated the miraculous evacuation at Dunkirk in May 1940. Tasked with rescuing the stranded British and French troops from the beaches of northern France, Ramsay successfully coordinated a fleet of naval vessels and civilian boats, ultimately saving over 338,000 men. This remarkable feat earned him widespread admiration. Ramsay's contributions did not end at Dunkirk. In June 1944, he was appointed naval commander for Operation Overlord, the massive Allied invasion of Normandy. Working tirelessly alongside General Dwight D. Eisenhower and other senior commanders, Ramsay was instrumental in planning and executing the amphibious assault, ensuring the successful landing of over 150,000 troops on D-Day. His careful coordination of naval firepower, troop transport, and logistics proved vital in establishing a foothold in occupied Europe. Despite his immense contributions to the Allied war effort, Ramsay's career was tragically cut short. On January 2, 1945, he was killed in a plane crash while en route to a conference in Brussels. His death was a profound loss to the Royal Navy and the Allied cause, as Ramsay had proven himself a master of naval strategy and a leader capable of turning desperate situations into triumphs. Andrew Cunningham. In the azure waters of the Mediterranean, British Admiral Andrew Cunningham was preparing to launch an attack that would shock the world. Appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Mediterranean Fleet in 1939, Cunningham faced a formidable combination of threats: the Italian Navy and German air power. Cunningham's most audacious move came in November 1940 with the Battle of Taranto. He sent a small force of outdated swordfish biplanes to strike the Italian fleet at anchor in a daring night attack. The result was devastating. 3 Italian battleships were crippled, significantly impacting naval power in the Mediterranean. This innovative use of carrier-based aircraft would later influence Japanese planning for Pearl Harbor. Throughout 1941, Cunningham's forces engaged in a series of naval battles, gradually weakening Italian naval strength. Cunningham's leadership was tested during the evacuation of Crete in May 1941. Under constant German air attack, Cunningham insisted on continuing the evacuation, famously stating, "It takes the Navy 3 years to build a ship. It will take 300 years to build a new tradition. The evacuation will continue." Cunningham's strategic brilliance and unwavering resolve earned him promotion to First Sea Lord in 1943. In this role, he helped shape Allied naval strategy in the later years of the war, including planning for the D-Day landings. While Cunningham's methodical approach in the Mediterranean differed from the more aggressive tactics of American admirals in the Pacific, both strategies ultimately contributed to Allied victory. William Halsey Jr. The Pacific War demanded a different breed of naval leadership. William F. Halsey Jr., known as the Bull of the Pacific, embodied the forceful nature required for this conflict. Halsey's reputation as an aggressive, offensive-minded commander was well established by the time he took command of the Third Fleet in 1944. His early successes in carrier warfare, particularly during the Guadalcanal campaign, made him a favorite among his men and the American public. However, Halsey's aggressive style sometimes led to controversial decisions. During the Battle of Leyte Gulf in October 1944, Halsey left San Bernardino Strait unguarded as he pursued a decoy Japanese carrier force. This action exposed American landing forces to potential attacks from Japanese battleships. Halsey's reputation faced further challenges during 2 separate typhoon incidents in 1944 and 45. His decision to sail the Third Fleet into severe storms resulted in significant loss of life and damage to ships. These events, known as Halsey's typhoons, raised questions about his judgment and concern for his men's safety. Despite these controversies, Halsey played a crucial role in the final campaigns against Japan. He led the Third Fleet in a series of devastating attacks on the Japanese home islands, helping to bring the war to a close. Halsey was present on the deck of his flagship, the USS Missouri, during Japan's formal surrender ceremony in 1945, symbolizing America's naval triumph in the Pacific. Raymond Spruance. Raymond Spruance's story challenges our assumptions about what makes a great military leader. His rise to prominence began at the Battle of Midway in 1942, when he unexpectedly took command of the entire task force after Admiral William Halsey fell ill. Despite his lack of carrier experience, Spruance made crucial decisions that led to a decisive American victory, dealing a crippling blow to the Japanese Navy. Spruance favored a methodical approach to naval warfare, which proved highly effective in the Marshall and Marianas campaigns. His careful planning and the execution of amphibious operations led to significant territorial gains with minimal casualties. Spruance's tactics emphasized the preservation of American lives and resources while steadily advancing towards Japan. However, Spruance's cautious nature occasionally drew criticism. After the Battle of the Philippine Sea in 1944, He faced controversy for his decision not to pursue the retreating Japanese fleet aggressively. Despite this criticism, Spruance's overall record of success in World War II spoke for itself, cementing his place as one of the most effective naval commanders of the conflict. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video informative. If you enjoyed learning about today's topic, make sure to check out our other World War II videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And hit the notification bell to stay updated on more World War II content. And we'll see you in the next one.